G'day, Ben Opit here from Pax8. Today I'm going to give you a quick overview of what is dynamics. It's a question that comes up quite a lot when we speak to our partners. So let's jump into it. I'll share with you my screen a bit of a Word document that I've created. So what is dynamics? It's a great question. So let's start with what the official suggestion is from Microsoft. Microsoft Dynamics is a portfolio of intelligent business applications that delivers a superior operational efficiency and breakthrough customer experiences, enabling businesses to become more agile and reduce complexity without increasing costs. Be interesting to see what ChatGTP says with this line. Maybe I'll present that on the next demonstration. Okay, great. That's a fantastic definition, but what does it actually mean? So the best way to share what Dynamics means is for you to hop over to dynamics.microsoft.com and click on products or hover over the bar that says products. You'll be presented with a fair few Dynamics products that Microsoft offer. So starting from the top left, and just a very quick introduction because they do go quite deep, but starting from the top left, there's the first section that talks about the customer data platform. That's where we can get customer insights and have a system to drive our insights and our customer voice using the Dynamics platform. That can mean that when we're talking to a potential customer or a customer that may want some services from us, we can use customer insights to get information about that customer without having to dig for it. So it's presented to us very nicely. Similar for customer voice. So the customer data platform is a valuable layer that sits inside of Dynamics that helps leverage just-in-time information so that you as a person working in the Dynamics business can get information quickly and at hand. The next one is sales. This you probably remember being called Microsoft Dynamics CRM. There's now two variants of this product. It's now called Sales, which is Microsoft Dynamics Sales Professional and Enterprise. This is still a traditional CRM solution, a very complex and powerful CRM system that helps you nurture leads, run through opportunities, segment as well, and allow your business to better market towards a certain type of customers. So they're the first two peers. The next one is called service, and there are three types of dynamic SKUs in the service. There's customer service, which is where a case might be raised, where you may have a question that you would like to have answered. A customer service Dynamics product can be utilized to give better insights to your customer. There's the field services for Dynamics, which is where you may have field services workers working in the field and you want to assign specific works to them to do. It might be replacing a tap or removing a fridge or whatever you have in the field. And remote assist is a bit of a augmented ability to assist someone remotely. Not really that popular in the Dynamics sphere as such, but it does come up from time to time. Next is the marketing component. So Microsoft have also a Dynamics marketing. This is where you can actually segment and define and get great traction on your marketing campaigns. Obviously, very much connected to LinkedIn. Microsoft acquired LinkedIn a few years ago. I think it was 2018, could be wrong, but it was a few years ago. And that is very important for that component for marketing your product, as well as also attracting talent to your business. We'll talk about the talent side as well when we go to the human resources. Commerce is a pretty new SKU from Microsoft. 2020 it was released. It is basically Microsoft's response, attempted response to the Shopify of the world's, so e-commerce solutions. It's a much more comprehensive solution. And again, being built on the Dynamics stack, it scales really well. But yes, it's Microsoft's response to try to find some of the B2B and B2C market. And obviously fraud protection is if you do have online businesses, you want to make sure that you're transacting with known good customers. So Microsoft have an additional layer on top of commerce, which is called the fraud protection. So next down the bottom there, we're getting through it, but next down the bottom is supply chain. Supply chain management is how you can utilize the Dynamics platform to get a better understanding of your vendors uh, and their challenges with supply chain. So you may have a business where you're importing parts from all over the world, and you've got demands for those products. Supply chain management can help you manage that process, including which vendors are best to approach for specific products. Allows you to manage those vendors as well, and it really helps with the supply chain processes. It's seeing it is a very strong solution, pretty new to the market, but it is probably the leading product when it comes to supply chain management in the market. Guides are similar. Again, it's a newish solution, which is an augmented version of being able to provide um, solutions in the supply chain. Intelligent order management, again, that coincides and lives with the supply chain management, which is giving you insights into how well people are performing, sorry, how well vendors are performing for you. So the supply chain element there is mostly relating to importing and manufacturing and larger scale businesses where you want to keep a tight control of your inventory and of your spend to vendors. The next one is the small and medium business, which is the area of focus that I'm going to spend most of this conversation on for our Dynamics partners, for our Microsoft partners. And that's the Business Central component and the customer service component. You'll see the customer service is repeated twice. It's under the service banner as well as the small to medium business banner. It makes sense because Business Central does play nicely with the other Microsoft Dynamics SKUs, but it is an SMB focused solution. There is a tier one or a enterprise-based solution over on the finance tab, which we'll talk about in a second. I don't want to go on too much with Business Central because there's a lot to discuss in there, but that is our primary Dynamics go-to-market strategy for our partners in APAC. Similar with customer service being connected to Dynamics, that's again, as I mentioned, where you can begin to service your customers, as the name suggests. So let's move on to HR. Human resources is connected to LinkedIn. It's very similar to the marketing and actually sales for that matter. And that's where you can actually start attracting, managing, and empowering your employees and attract talent, keep talent, and report on that talent as well. Now, the other SKU here is the Microsoft Dynamics Finance SKU, which is an enterprise-based solution. Pretty expensive to implement in terms of ERP systems. It is very customizable and does take a fair amount of time to implement. The quickest project I've seen go live on finance is about 6 months. Maybe it's about 5 months, but it's a longer process because there are life cycle services that belong to the finance process, which need to be followed. And again, a more expensive enterprise-based solution, top of its class in what it does. But for our conversations, most of our focuses will be around Business Central. And then project management, which is our project operations. And that's actually can be used for any project operations, whether you're internally delivering your own projects or you're managing projects on behalf of your customers. So Microsoft Project Operations has matured quite a lot in the last 3 years. I want to say 18, but I'm not exactly sure. There's a lot of dynamics. So when you're thinking, okay, we want to talk dynamics, which dynamics are you talking about? As I suggested, Business Central is our focus. That and Microsoft Dynamics Sales and Customer Service. There are 3 go-to-market strategies for our market. Okay, so let's move on. So where did it come from? So Microsoft has been acquiring products in the market for a very long time, and there's actually a massive list of acquisitions that Microsoft have. I've got this list here, and I'm more than happy to share it with you. But the key ones for our in education here on Dynamics is Microsoft acquired in the early 2000s a couple of products from the Damgard brothers. And it was around 2000 and 2002 that this had begun. Don't give me the exact dates, it was roughly then. They had purchased Navision, which was called Nav, and you can now see that it's called Business Central. So the original product was called Nav. AX, which became Dynamics 365 Finance and Operations, or more importantly, it's now called Dynamics 366 Finance, as you can see with the finance designation, and supply chain management, which is on the far left-hand side of the top there as well. So that's how Microsoft got into this marketplace by acquiring a very strong product in the market and have continually invested in it. So they also purchased another product called GP, or Great Plains. It's still around. You can still consume it, although it is end of life. So there is a lot of interest about customers getting off Great Plains. So if you're ever speaking to a customer that has Great Plains, please let us know, because we can help on that path as well. It's a very popular product in the US markets as well. Microsoft also in 2015 purchased a product called Field One, which now is called Dynamics 365 Field Services, which we discussed under the service banner at the top there. Yeah. So obviously, one other thing that I should mention is that Dynamics 365, there was some conjecture whether they had acquired it or copied it. At the end of the day, it was a product that they had seen in I had seen online that they had seen this product on iCommute.net. You're more than welcome to look into that as well if you want, but basically Microsoft saw a fantastic opportunity here to improve its own offering by creating a CRM solution, and they loved what they saw back then in 2003. So that's why we have Dynamics 365 sales now as well. So most of the conversation we'll be having, or I'll be having with you today, is around the BizApps side of Dynamics, and that is Business Central and Power Apps, or the Power Platform. Now, the Power Platform is a bit of the mortar or glue that helps stitch things together. For example, you might have Dynamics 365 Business Central implemented in your customer's environment, and that's doing all your financial systems beautifully well. But you also want to track deliveries as an example. Now, Business Central doesn't have a deliveries tracking solution built into it, so you can build what's called a Power App. And using the power of the Power Platform, a citizen developer, which is a person that's given the ability and the tools to create these contents, can go out and create a Power App, allowing a driver to then pick up some goods, deliver them, take a photo of it, and have that stored in the Power Platform so that the finance team or the sales team back at head office in Business Central can see that delivery. That's an example of a Power App. There are literally any number of cases where a Power App might be valuable. We actually use Power Apps internally at Pax8 for any of our registered interest in any of our products. There's a landing page, they enter in their details, that gets stored in our CRM, and we've got action items against those landing pages. So really valuable for your own use as well. I'm sure you can come up with reasons where a Power App may be very valuable for yourselves as well. So I've got a link to the full map here of the Dynamics landscape. I'll just click on this and just show you what it looks like, and then I'll pop back as well. So fantastic map of the entire ecosystem here. Please have a look through it. I'm not going to go through it because there's a lot to look at, but it does break things down quite nicely into chunk-sized pieces of information on where the Microsoft Dynamics stack fits for different workloads. It's a little bit older, this one, but it's clean, and I like it. The new one is much busier because Microsoft are continually adding to it, but for the purpose of our conversation here, this is a fantastic reference to begin our conversations. Excuse me. So let's go back into our document. So I'll share with you this Microsoft Dynamics 365 SMB ecosystem map, which is from October 2022. Again, really nice. And I like this because it's specifically focused on the SMB market. Now, SMB is small to medium business. You may also hear me calling SME, small to medium enterprises. At the end of the day, it's designed for a certain size business, under 300 users. Most of the time, most of our opportunities are between the 10 to 150 users. You get the odd occasion where that's more than that, but that's generally the market fits. And as you can see at the top here, you've got your Microsoft Dynamics Business Central, which manages all of these elements, and it's really nicely well laid out there. You will notice that if I can drag your attention to the service management module, there is a built-in service management module as part of Microsoft Business Central. Not as comprehensive as the Microsoft Dynamics service management module that they have, but it does have one as well. So just be aware of that, and don't confuse the two. Also, The other thing as well, just to point out that Microsoft Business Central also has a CRM system built into it. It's called Relationship Management. Again, it's not the Dynamics 365 sales CRM solution, but it does have its own built-in CRM tool as well. And that's historically because it was always there. So Microsoft didn't pull it out specifically. It does fit a market, and it is quite nice in how it delivers CRM, but not a comprehensive solution like what Dynamics 365 Sales offers or what Dynamics 365 Customer Service offers, but available. So down the bottom left here is the Sales Professional, which is that CRM piece we were talking about, and on the right-hand side is the Customer Service Professional. So I will share this slide out as well, so you've got this available to you. A really nice slide, very clean, very easy to manage and look into, and yeah, I'll make it available to you. So next is, why is it popular? So why is Dynamics so popular? Well, first of all, there's many reasons, but if I can summarize some of them, the one thing I like mostly, or I should say mostly, one of the things I enjoy talking about is the fact that it is part of the Power Platform. That means when you do have a business case where something needs to be developed, anyone with a bit of effort can go and develop something in the Power Platform to get data shared to either internal teams or externally. And that's really powerful. So Microsoft are empowering its citizen developers, which I'll talk to a bit in point 3 here, to make things easier to develop. So obviously, being a SaaS-based solution, that's really valuable. People don't want to pay for servers anymore. They don't want to have to worry about server rooms and closets and patching and endpoint protection and everything else that goes into managing servers. They like the pay per user per month, especially in our region. We are the second largest adopter of Business Central in the world. So yay us. But yes, being a SaaS-based model, it is easily to ramp up or down as needed. But more importantly, Microsoft guarantee it as well. So they will ensure that the product is up to date and patched and managed, and financially guarantee it as well. So I mentioned before, promote citizen developers. So think of a citizen developer a bit like, and if you've been in the business a while, our initial understanding of Excel, for example, grew over time as we got better at using it. We got better at VBA scripts and the like. Well, Microsoft have done a similar thing with its citizen development program by giving us programs and codes to help develop out our skill set. So, for example, VS Code, which is called Visual Studio, VS Code is now available in any platform that you choose to work on, and you can go and create and extend your product to make it more valuable for your own business. Also on the Power Platform, there's make.powerapps.com. I think that's the URL. If not, I'll share the link for it. But that's the ability for any person in the business to go and create these Power Apps. So why is it popular? It's popular because it's been around for 30 years. So there are many Microsoft Dynamics partners around the world. There's over 100,000 Dynamics partners. So if you could think about over 100,000 Dynamics partners, and they've all got their own customer bases as well. So I heard the number is somewhere over 380,000 Business Central specific instances out there, both on-premise and SaaS. And we don't get the exact number for Microsoft, but it's common and it's popular and it's very capable. Obviously, very important for business as well as compliance, including country-specific compliance. If there are any questions around compliance, I can point you in the right direction, so just please reach out. But it is fully IRAP compatible and many other compliances in all other regions as well. Allows partners to create verticals, for example, healthcare. So what I mean by that is because the product's been around a long time, Microsoft Dynamics partners over time have identified their niche and have built a vertical to suit that niche. So if you have a customer that needs a specific vertical around healthcare, as an example here, there are partners out there that understand that challenge and know how to implement Dynamics with a lean towards that vertical. Healthcare, manufacturing, retail, these are all verticals that the partners have built out. So what's your vertical? It's going to be a very interesting question moving forward. The base product is always being developed at a regular cadence. So I like to say this is your last ERP move, and ERP means Enterprise Resource Planning. If you're not sure of that acronym, basically means a finance system on steroids. So the base product is always being developed at a regular cadence, means that Microsoft every so often and quite regularly update the base product. So so people that invest in the Dynamics platform are never on an old version. That was the old way that Microsoft used to do it. They used to release a product, and then partners were responsible to keep it updated and patched. And the experience was bad for customers because they didn't have flexibility and they didn't have the latest code base. So moved away from that model as well to now we've got this wave releases. And I can share more information on wave releases if you like. Please reach out. So what business challenges does Dynamics overcome? It's a great question I asked myself. So some of these are listed here. So having disparate or disconnected systems is very time consuming for companies that are trying to optimize their business. And having data in separate systems is also very hard to get information out of. I had an example where one customer had data sitting in an old Unix system, and there was literally no way unless they manually had to start typing out data from that system to get it into a new system. Can you imagine how inefficient that was? So it also scales as required, which is very handy, which means that as your business grows or as it gets quieter in other periods, we can increase or decrease the utilization of the system by increasing or reducing the users in the system. It's obviously a replacement for aging on-premise systems. Microsoft investment in Dynamics is massive. I do not remember the billions of dollars number that they invest in, but it was an astronomical amount of money. And on-premise systems aren't being managed anymore. They're outdated. They're no longer fit for purpose, and people want to get out of them ASAP. Real-time data. It's obviously very important to get real-time data so businesses can get insights into their own customer data or vendors for that matter, or their own general ledger. So how profitable are we today? Do I have to wait a week to get that answer from the finance team? I need answers now. I need to be agile. I need to move quickly. Real-time data is very important. Actionable insights are very valuable as well. Obviously, being part of the Microsoft stack and in the Azure data centers, Microsoft can leverage its ML and AI to produce information to you that is pertinent at the point in time that you're looking. So actionable insights means that the system can aggregate some data and share it with you so you can make some decisions. I just added in here Copilot, which is pretty new for us in the world. That's that whole chat GTP experience that is being rolled out to every single Microsoft product. It's even landing in Power Platform now as well. So keep an eye out for Copilot because that's going to be a huge efficiency gain for yourselves if you're using Dynamics, but also for your customers. I'd hate to be selling against Microsoft Dynamics, I tell you that for free. I mentioned as well data governance like GAP and GDPR as well. So how come some partners, and this is the crux of it, how come some partners avoid discussion around this Dynamics? So some examples here are the Dynamics partners don't have these conversations because the sales teams aren't engaged to do so, or their teams aren't confident. So the first journey of that is to listen to this recording, right? To start getting confidence in having these conversations. The next point is they don't have the pre-sales team members. Like any investment in a program, you need to invest in your team. So you need to identify which team members will become that champion in your business to begin to have these pre-sales conversations. In the interim, reach out to me. I'm more than happy to do some help with on the training on that, or even if you would like some assistance on an actually demo flow, just reach out. Happy to help. Cannot implement and then cannot support, obviously very important. So if you think back to the early 2005, I want to say, when Microsoft released online Word and Excel, prior to it being online, people had CDs, they would copy ISOs onto hard drives and then copy them across network storages so they could install Word and Excel on a premise solution. That was the way it used to be, right? And now it just doesn't happen like that anymore. We've moved on. So the implementation process is much easier now to implement because we've spent the time to work out how to implement. Now, we can assist on the best implementation strategy to avoid the risk. We do have a limited scope implementation strategy that we're happy to share with you. We think for the SMB market, that is the way to go. But we have more capable partners that can do more complex deliveries as well. So we can help you connect you to a partner as well who is happy to help you on your journey. They may also be able to help you on the support as well. So like anything, it's starting. It's like, let's look into what this might look like. Let's look at our first opportunity. Let's get that implemented and supported and then progress from there. So obviously, another reason that Dynamics partners are worried to have a conversation around Dynamics is they're concerned about the poor implementation and the negative effects on their business. It's a fantastic point. And to that point, I suggest you come up with a strategy that has limited in scope, which is, Mr. Customer, we can deliver these 5 things of your 10. Is that enough for you to make a decision to work with us? Or is it a game changer? Again, part of our conversation with you is to identify your skill set, your team's ability to deliver, and what you should or shouldn't include in a scope of works. Reach out, have a chat with us. So the other reason is that the management have no visibility of the risk profile associated with delivering or supporting. So another conversation that we can help you with is what you should look out for, what pitfalls you should look out for when you're doing an implementation. So don't go down the rabbit hole that learning partners go down. Start small and grow from there. Then finally, obviously, some Microsoft partners have zero interest in Dynamics. That's fine. There are other partners that will, but here's your chance to have a look into it. So what's involved in implementing Microsoft Dynamics Business Central? So we can help you with your go-to-market strategy, which is basically defining your audience, like who are you trying to market to? If you're an SMB-focused MSP, as an example, you might want to identify in your own partner center database. If you look at your customer propensity, you'll have customers right now that may be suitable for Business Central conversation. Good start there, right? You've got X amount of customers that you can speak to straight away. And you can suggest that you do have a limited implementation strategy around Dynamics. Would you be interested in having a conversation with us? It's a question you can ask. They can only say no. Or no, not now, maybe next year. Again, picking designations and specializations. So Microsoft have changed their gold and silver competencies. October last year it was. They now have these designations that help specifically allow you to align to a certain type of designation or specialization. I actually have a slide on that here, which I can share with you. I think it was this tab here. So this is an example of the solutions partner for modern work. And as I mentioned, there are 6 different designations. If I click on here, you'll see that. I'll also share this link. So as you can see, there are the 6. So again, for biz apps, we talk about business applications, or biz apps is the word we use, and that's our focus. And we talk around skilling, performing, and customer success. All right, let's keep going. So again, so next is defining the scope, as we discussed. Keep your scope limited to begin with. Next is project management. So any project needs good project management, and we suggest, and business practices, you need to budget around 20% on top of the implementation cost in project management, and that's just to make sure that the project is on track, the customer is updated with how things are going, the stakeholders are informed on the process. It also talks a bit about the change management component, because there's always change when it comes to moving systems like this. Very important to also understand. And next, we talk about training and end users. That's where we do user guides and creating YouTube videos. So again, training end users is important, and you have to start with the basics. And then obviously the support of it as well. So presumably, being a Microsoft partner, you have some kind of support programs. If you don't, let us know. We can connect you with a partner that can as well. So how do I learn more about Dynamics? Microsoft Learn is your first bet. That's where you can do your certifications. You can start your learnings as well. So reach out if you'd like some information on Microsoft Learn or certifications. We also have an academy training, which you can ask us about if you're interested. We can help you on that as well. YouTube's, have a look for Benno's demos. You may be able to find them. They may be a bit older, but they're still out there. But YouTube is a wonderful resource with plenty of demonstrations around Microsoft Dynamics Business Central specifically. And also follow the MVPs in the marketplace. They're the most valuable professionals that Microsoft announce. Really valuable resource, and they're only happy to help you. And to finally, just to finish up on this 29-minute demonstration, is how can we help you? We've got Elevate courses to help you, which is part of our academy. We do have the partner-to-partner play. So if you're not sure on how to begin your Dynamics partnership, you're not sure how to begin your partner journey, we can partner with the partner to help you through that. Did not do that well at all. I think you get what I'm saying though. Business Central for MSPs, I think it's quite valuable to implement it for yourself. Then you can make the mistakes internally. You don't have to. You can save face in front of the customer by making your own mistakes first. So a great way to do that. They say drink your own champagne. Business Central for MSPs, I think, is the way to do it. We have 10 qualification questions you can use in your calls that will start the conversation. Please ask your Pax8 CAM for that, and they'll be more than happy to share it with you. We also have a OneNote template for discovery that you can start capturing some important notes to, and you can bring them back to us and we can discuss about them. This link is fantastic, which is the discovery questions that I really like during the sales discovery process. I'll put that in the notes as well so you can see them. But really, 28 questions, you probably don't need all 28, but they do spark some thoughts. We're more than happy to help on RFI and requirements reviews. So if you do have any complex engagements, you want some assistance, please reach out. We're more than happy to help you on that one as well. And obviously extensions and AppSource marketplace is valuable as well. If you are looking for a specific vertical that you know needs to be delivered and you don't have the skill set, there's more than likely a ISV solution out there. Again, come and have a chat to us. We're more than happy to help. So that's my half an hour introduction into the world of Dynamics. I hope that's helpful. Again, my name is Benno. Happy to help. Reach out. Thank you.